Good evening, everybody. I'd like to welcome you all to the 2015 Fantasy Baseball Review,
Pre-draft.
and pre-draft review,
Pre-draft
and
odds.
pre-draft commentary, and pre-draft odds.
Yes, hi.
I'm Tom Polina, and this is my cousin Richard Scienbetti.
Hello.
And we're going to be commenting on the teams, the upcoming season. We're not going to try and say names, although my cousin's guilty of that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And we hope to give you a little bit of entertainment and something to look forward
Yeah, no, go keep going.
and something to look forward to with the draft coming up, which I'm actually pretty psyched about. Richie, take it away.
Yeah, I just got to get in uniform. All right.
That's
Thank you,
horrible. That's
everybody.
absolutely horrible.
Well, before we get started, we'll do this real quick. I'm really excited about this upcoming draft. We're just about a week away, a little over a week away. And, let's just do this and let's have a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to it. So I'm going to start off with one of the new teams, okay? They're listed right now as Team Tekiel. This is Leo Tekiel and Jared Tekiel.
This is a father-son combination.
Yes.
And we'd like to welcome them to the league. We always
Welcome.
like having new blood, and we really hope you enjoy yourselves.
Yes. And,
Rich, what intrigues you about this father-son combo?
Well, here's what intrigues me, Tom, about them is that we know Leo from another league, okay? And
Nice guy.
nice guy, okay?
Yes. Gentleman and a half.
Gentleman and a half, real competitive guy. I've actually seen him win leagues, okay? Now, does that mean it's going to translate into our league? We don't know. 6x6, by 5, 5x5, auction for a snake.
More competitive this league.
Yeah, I believe this league is more competitive. But what I like to see here is that his son,
Mm-hmm.
he's doing the partnership with his son.
As opposed to his usual partner, who's also very competitive, as
Yes.
well as a nice guy.
Rob Fishy. I think
Yes,
his name is.
very nice guy.
I'm intrigued to see, what's his son about. Is his son one of these baseball geniuses? And since Leo's got the pedigree and Jared is the unknown, at crunch time, when they have to make a tough pick, let's say the 7th round or 12th round, is Leo going to defer to Jared, or is Leo going to show him tough love because, you know what, son, I got the pedigree. You know what I mean?
I think he's going to end up showing love because he seems like a loving fellow. I think he's going to end up deferring to the son. But that's just my opinion, and we don't really know.
Yeah, but love doesn't win. Okay,
We're not
so-
talking about that, but love wins in the end.
Yeah. So
Okay.
other than that, still they are an unknown. We don't know much about them. So they do have experience,
They do.
and that's very important.
What do you give them as odds, Rich?
I give them about 30-1 odds. I think they still got to get accustomed to the league.
Those are pretty good odds.
They are good. I think their pedigree justifies it. I see them maybe 3rd to 5th, or 3rd to 6th place. I just want to see what I really want to see from them is I hope they really enjoy the league. I hope they really enjoy the draft, and I think,
And the laugh.
And the laugh. I think they will.
Especially with that hat.
Yeah, with my hat, and I really welcome them, and I know they're going to make the draft hard.
That's
Okay.
good. And you know what? We'll mention one last thing. Their favorite movies, Leo's was Goodfellas, and Jared's was Pulp Fiction.
And their favorite aspect of the draft.
And their favorite aspect of the draft, thank you for pointing that out, Leo's favorite aspect of the draft was the strategy behind who to pick and when to pick them.
Important.
Yeah, that's pretty general. And Jared, knowing when the draft order gets picked and where you will be picking, which
Yeah.
I like myself, that's
Yeah.
one of the best parts of the draft.
That is my favorite part of the draft.
We're going to move on to a new team. This is Ron Perry and Christian McGurk with No Team Yet.
Yeah, this is another team that accept the invitation, and hopefully, like I said, 15 teams, we hope everybody shows up. Again, they do come from a deep league that we've played in. Their pedigree is very similar to, they came in last place. Not last place, 2nd place last year,
Right.
which shows me they do have ability. I don't know if they have the same ability as Leo, but this isn't a father-son combination. So,
Correct.
Again, we really don't know much about them. They're just performing in deep auction leagues. Snake draft to me is a little more intense. You really have to think a little bit more.
Okay.
It's not about raising your hand. All I could say is, they're probably going to come prepared. They are going to be able to go deep. They're going to know players. They're going to know the pools. They're going to know the qualifications. They're going to make the draft hard. I just want to see how they perform with the clock. How these partnerships work together. They tend to slow drafts.
And see if they contact you.
No, they will.
Oh, okay.
They
I just
contacted
wanna
me
make-
already. Just
all
the
right.
reconfirmation is this week, so let's see what's up.
What odds do you give this team, especially being a new team?
I give them 75-1.
That's still decent odds for the new people coming in.
I think somewhere in the middle of the pack. I want to see You know, the 6x6, there's a lot of luck in a 6x6. You know, wins plus loss ratio and hits. I mean, they really don't apply.
No, not at all.
You know what I
Not
mean?
at
And
all.
then in an 18-team league, you know, the free agent market really doesn't play. You know, so I want to see what happens with a league that's a little more competitive, a little more
Right.
seasoned. And, you know, again, they're new. I hope they enjoy it.
And how will they handle the serpentine draft?
I don't know. It's an unknown, and we only could hope that they do well. They're more skilled than people think, and these two new teams that we added, they're really going to make the draft hard. And welcome and good luck.
Good luck. They have no favorite movie. They have no.
Well, they didn't contact.
They have no favorite aspect of the game.
Yeah, we were unable to get that information.
Right. Okay. They withheld that.
They
It's a
withheld.
secret weapon of theirs.
Yes.
The next team to talk about is the 2014 champions.
Yes.
Champions, plural.
Yes.
24 home run, Chris Bracone and Anthony DeRue. Glad to have them in the league again, and congratulations, guys. You definitely deserve it.
Yeah, congratulations. And, you know, Chris and Anthony, as well as many others, are the reason why we have such a great league. The personalities that define our league and give our league that style.
You just called them divine.
Well, they're
What
far
a
from
Freudian
divine.
slip. A Freudian slip. Backtracking as usual.
Anyway, anything you want to ask me about them?
Well,
or-
I do, actually,
Okay.
right here.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you, what do you think has attributed to 24 home run success in recent years?
Well, if you remember their first 10 or so years, they never could win the title, give it over the hump.
That's
anything
correct.
like that. And I always criticized them. I always thought they had to become more innovative. And you remember that year when they said they had the perfect team?
Right.
And they made the trade for somebody, I don't want to say name who they did, and they
Right.
blew it. And then the next year they came back and won it. But I think from that year, 2009 to 2010 being the first year they won it, 2009 being the perfect team that blew it, they went and decided to just try something different, get some advice, talk to people who might know more, and I think they got coached.
Right.
And I think these coaches kicked them a little bit toward the direction of you got to change it up a little bit.
Right.
Because they always said they're very generational. So,
Right. Is there an alpha male in this team that's been together seemingly forever?
I personally, I think so. I think Anthony DeRue is the alpha male.
Wow, so
Yes.
the loud voice does not dominate.
No, the loud ones tend to be the softer ones.
Wow.
You know, they don't.
So you're saying Chris Bracone's the hen
Yes.
and Anthony DeRue is the rooster?
Yes, he's the more intelligent of the two.
Wow.
He's the main factor of the two, no doubt about it.
Okay. How do you feel about them personally? I mean, I know how you feel about them personally, and I know how they feel about you.
Well, you know, honestly, you know, I love them, but they could be a little on the arrogant side. You know what I mean? They actually, quote, and I quote this, they said that they own this league. And,
Wow.
you know, I take that personally.
They can say it, though, when they're at the top.
take
Everybody,
that personally.
everybody, including yourself, has said it.
It's a love-hate relationship.
Will they make the Hall of Fame?
You know, they're only 5 points away. You know, some people criticize me when I put the Hall of Fame standings. Actually, Rusty Zaya started it. But when I put it in and I continued it, I know that some people really enjoy it and really want to be in the Hall of Fame. And they
Right.
do. They're 5 points away. They have to come in at least third.
Right.
I don't think they're going to get it, though, personally speaking.
Okay, well, we'll see. What
All right.
odds do you give 24 home run, the current champion?
I give them 25-1.
Co-champions.
25-1. And I think a top 5 finish.
That's very good odds, and that's
Top
actually a
five
good
finish,
finish.
you know. Their favorite part of it.
Their favorite aspect of the draft are mocking you.
Yes, which
surprisingly,
I don't understand.
which is phenomenal. I think.
I'm the nicest guy in the room.
Their favorite movies, Chris's favorite movie is My Cousin Vinny, and Anthony's favorite movie is Easy Money, which is a phenomenal
I love
freaking
Easy
movie.
Money. But you
Easy Money is a phenomenal movie.
But getting back to the arrogance, did he say that just to be funny because he thinks the league is easy money?
I think it's a little bit of both, because you have to, where there's smoke, there's fire.
Yeah,
They
but-
believe it.
It came from the more intelligent one, Anthony, not Chris. So
Did it?
I'll give it credit that.
Okay, the next team we're going to work on is Alibaba and the 40 Thieves. And this happens to be Tommy D'Amico and his son, a
Joey.
gentleman and a half, and a bearded one, Joey D'Amico.
Yes, and you know, we talked about Team Techiel in the beginning, father-son combination, and this is our other father-son combination.
Yes.
And the difference with them as opposed to Team Techiel is, you know, they don't, obviously they don't make the effort, but that doesn't mean they don't want to be in it. They do it for fun. I think they do it more for this father-son bonding. You know, but Joey is a beautiful human being, a nice kid. He does
I
have
hear
a
a
lot,
bud coming. I hear
he
a
does
bud
have a
coming.
lot of other things going on that interest him more, like music especially. So in this case, is that Tommy's the golden boy, the Don Mattingly,
Yeah,
loves
he
baseball.
really is Don
Yeah,
Mattingly.
he is.
He
He's
is.
like a Don Mattingly. Matter
He
of
is.
fact, his favorite movie is Field of Dreams.
His favorite movie
it's a
is Field.
fun
We're getting
movie.
ahead of ourselves,
No,
but
it's
it's
okay.
true.
We can throw it in
But it's
there.
true. He's going through the cornfield.
I always was hoping that Joey D'Amico would maybe get into baseball a little bit more and give a little, zest of youth into this father-son duo. Right. So maybe it would spark Tommy to be a little more energetic. But, he's not. He loves it. We love him. He's the nicest guy. He will follow the magazine, which allows us to kind of predict kind of where they're going.
Having said that, what are the odds that you give this dynamic duo?
I give them 400 to 1. They're usually in the bottom. They have no shot. They don't they just, they don't interact. They're hard to communicate with. They do too many things on the weekends. Joey's playing the guitar. Nice people do finish last, unfortunately. Wow. And like I said, we're going to be able to follow. They're a good team to be around in the draft order. If Tommy D'Amico and Joey D'Amico are near you in the draft, you should be happy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
You should be happy.
Wow. Like you didn't grow up with him in the Bronx.
No, but I really enjoy torching this.
His favorite aspect of the draft, Tommy D'Amico answered this, is the draft order selection.
Yeah, that seems to be a hot thing.
Our next team, a great guy in his own right, Anthony Palumbo of Tony's Tigers, a gentleman and a half.
Yeah. How
did Tony do in his return, and what do you think about his chances and his team?
Well, Tony did take a few years off from the league, so, Tommy and I went and we saw him last year and we said, we think it'd be great if you come back, and he was loving it. And I actually thought he did better than expected. Because
I did as well.
Yeah.
Because I thought he was going to flop.
I always thought Tony was one of the weaker guys that we've ever played with. You know what I mean? He always changed his team up. He liked to trade. But what happened last year was that, remember how hot he started off and he had that early success?
Yes.
You know what I mean? And it kind of made him do something different. He usually trades and he's active, but he got gun shy because his team was doing good.
Right.
He wasn't the Tony we were used to seeing.
Right, active and trading.
Overly
trading.
Overly trading, and that sinister trading, like, what, where can I could hurt him in home runs, but I could gain in steals. That thought behind the trading, you know what I mean? But I think that's because of the success. And then what happened, he got a lot of injuries, and then the true Tony kind of came out where he doesn't.
What do you expect from Tony this year?
I actually expect a little bit more of a difficult time. I think if we're the 15 teams, I think he's going to have a harder time in the draft room.
He's definitely going to be impatient about picking.
Yes, he's going to be impatient.
He doesn't like to wait. He
loves the back-to-back draft.
He does.
He does. So,
what kind of odds do you give this team?
I give Tony 250 to 1, bottom 5. I do expect more trading from him, but he needs to figure a way to make that waiver wire more to his advantage, and he needs to put the effort in there. He needs more luck than skill. So another guy that you kind of want to be around in the draft order, but every once in a while he zings you with a pick that you wanted. So be wary of him.
That's not a compliment, by the way, to be next to the. The next team to talk about is Paul Scavello, MVP.
Yes.
We'd like to give a shout out to his deli. What's the name of his deli?
Scavello Catering.
Scavello Catering. We'd like to give
Scavello's on City Island, a new restaurant.
Which is nice. Opened. That's going to be great, and we'd like to give a shout out to that.
And the IGA Supermarket.
IGA Supermarket.
He must have a lot of money.
No, he's got no money, because you need no money to have places on City Island. Now anyway, what do you expect from Paulie in this draft day?
I'm not expecting much. I think that we mentioned that he's got his 3 businesses.
It's very difficult. Will he have to take somebody on to help him?
You know what? He may. I don't think so, because he's more like that boss individual. He wants to do it on his own.
Wow.
He wants to make the decisions on his own.
Right.
But I'm not expecting much, because I think he's just a little bit too busy. I think he's going to look at it like, I don't even think he's looked at anything yet. He might just show up with a magazine or some computer list and pick off of that. And what I like about that is, he is a guy you want to be near in the draft.
Wow, that's 3 in a row.
Because he is just strictly going to do with the magazine. Now, also, I don't expect him to know depth. I don't think he's going to be up to the injuries, and he's going to take a risk with some injured players because he may not be up to speed with them.
Does Paulie? Do you think he? That's not a good question.
No. Okay.
That's not a good question.
Come on, answer that one.
I'm trying. Is our draft? You read like a fucking child.
I know, yeah.
Dude, it's like a 2-year-old.
Just come on.
Is our draft too hard? Too hard or intense for Paulie?
Yeah, I do think it is.
I'm sorry for screwing that up.
It's our fault, my fault. I think it is too difficult for him. I think the intensity level loves him. It's like an adrenaline rush. It's like a shot of steroids he just put in his butt. He loves the intensity.
Trying to say?
Oh no, he's a little muscular.
Oh, all right.
But I think he loves it. And that's why he enjoys the league, but I think he's way over his head. That's it.
What kind of odds do you give this team?
He's not that good. 250 to 1, bottom 5. He's just not going to be prepared enough. He's too busy.
Okay. The next guy we're going to talk about, who's been in the league forever. He's a mainstay. He's a rock in this league. He should have given back the wind-up trophy we had way back in the day.
Yeah, and he wrote Cream Team.
He wrote Cream Team on it completely. Obviously, we're talking about Darrell Williamson of the Cream Team. How is Darrell's preparation level for this?
You know how Darrell used to do good back in the day, and then he got into that funk, that Darrell funk that we don't know and love.
Yeah.
But in the football league, he took a partner, one of his friends that I think lives in Arizona, and I think that this friend or someone else might be involved with Darrell. Not that Darrell pays total
Sexually?
attention. No, well, that's a possibility.
Oh, okay. I didn't know what you.
But Darrell seems to be a little bit more prepared nowadays. He's not 100% lost. He's like 50% lost. So he tends to follow some players, throw some players out there that we wouldn't expect from him. But he's still the same guy.
Right.
The old name, the guy that we've been seeing a long time, the injured guy, and things like that.
In what ways does Darrell's draft style significantly affect the draft? Even though I think you pretty much said it there, and you shouldn't give away too much though, because it might give people.
Oh, I won't.
Just be careful.
But see, my thing with Darrell is that he has the same patterns. First of all, he loves the back-to-back, and if he gets it, what does he do? He does position for position, or he might go on a streak of like 6 pitches in a row. So Darrell is very radical, and when someone's this radical, it is what not screws the draft up. It is like, oh wow, you know what I mean? It changes the direction of a draft. It's a surprise. A lot of these picks are a surprise, so things drop, things change, And I think that Darrell is not a great drafter, but he affects the draft in a most important way.
What kind of odds do you give this guy?
300 to 1, bottom 5.
Darrell's favorite movie, favorite thing about the draft is when he gets the last pick. And his favorite movie is anything XXX. So I guess he likes Vin Diesel.
What's the other one? Ice Cube.
Ice Cube is the other one.
We love you, Darrell.
We do, dude. You're the best. And I think he's a vet, too.
Is Darrell? No, I don't know if Darrell fought in the war. We'll have to ask him.
We'll have to ask him. But if he did, thank you very much, Darrell.
Yes,
We appreciate it. We got to give you a shout-out more than anybody.
Yes.
Richard Stark is the next team, of course, of the Mets, the Metropolitans.
Yes.
Woo-woo!
Forget about the Mets.
The Mets are the
clues.
best,
No,
dude.
don't say names. Anyway, go on.
Dude, he's the one that opens his mouth and then he says, don't say name. What advice would you give to Richie Stark to help with his drafting? So obviously, right out the gate, you're assuming he needs help, which I don't think he does, but please, answer your own question.
Well, for Anthony DeRue and Richie Stark, they're accountants and they're busy this time of year. And, what I notice about Richie Stark sometimes is he's one of the later ones to arrive. And then if he doesn't get a table that he likes, he doesn't get comfortable. You know what I mean? And I think this is a guy, he doesn't like to be in the center of attention. And he wants to relax. He likes to be in the background.
I think a lot of people do, though. I I wouldn't want to sit in the middle, and I think he just ended up there last year. We're in a certain space. I mean, there's only so much you could do, but I'm going to co-sign with Richie Stark. I don't think if he happens to feel this way, I don't think anybody wants to really sit in the middle.
Yeah. So my advice to him would be, you know what?
Everybody likes protection,
Yeah. Wake up, enjoy the day. I know you're busy, but see if you could start your day an hour earlier. Get to the draft, early and get settled in. Relax, mingle, say hello, eat, get comfortable. I think if Richie Stark is comfortable, he'll be more confident, and I think he'll be a better drafter.
And more competitive, you say.
Well, he has competitive years.
He does. He sure does. What odds do you give Richie Stark?
I give Richie Stark 175 to 1, middle of the pack. Middle of the pack.
You got some weird odds, dude. No favorite movie?
He never responded.
Never responded. So that's really what it is. The next team, okay, we have Donald Carrata, Jason Carrata, a secret owner, and then we have what's known as the time zones.
Time zones.
You just let one go?
No, I didn't let one go.
That would have been horrible, dude. This is the time zones. This is the number one team who you lick their ass. Mm-hmm. And let's talk about how much you lick their ass.
Well, what do you want to ask me about them?
Okay, well, I'm going to ask you, how do you see their levels of intelligence? Oh my God, what a loaded question. How do you see their levels of incompetence compared to the rest of us?
Well, it's really the intelligence. honestly, Donald is a teacher. Okay, I don't know what Jason does. He lives in another state, Arizona, hence time zones. But Donald is you would never think Donald is intelligent. Okay, but he's extremely intelligent. His favorite movie is Good Will Hunting, which means he's probably this eccentric type of guy.
Right, which means he's intelligent because he likes Good Will
What
Hunting.
makes Donald even more intelligent is that he knows that Jason is even more intelligent about fantasy baseball. So Donald accepts that and defers to him. And this is why this partnership works unbelievably great together. Their communication skills, another sign of intelligence, is off the charts.
And they split the finances by 3.
Well, that's
we don't
a
know
mystery.
Right.
It could be his father, for all we know.
What is Donald's draft presence like?
He's very calm. You don't even see him. You don't notice him. He's still. He's quiet. He doesn't interact with anybody.
He doesn't flip tables.
He doesn't flip tables.
Right.
He's on that phone. You don't even notice it. He bleeps out his picks. He's quiet. And that's the way it is.
And what kind of odds do you give this team that you lick their balls so much?
Yeah, they have an extremely high level of a brotherly fantasy bond, which is, I don't know if that makes sense to you. They could go deep. They do set draft trends, and I give them 3-1. This is my favorite again. If they don't come in first or second, I would be really surprised. You know what I mean? I'd like to see them engage a little bit more in the trade.
You'd like to see them gay?
Gay, not gay. Engage a little bit more in the trade or the message board.
The brotherly love, the bonding.
They're the best. They're the best.
Yeah, well, you'd probably join
It's
them.
a pleasure to play with them.
I'm sure. You've played with them many times. Their favorite aspect of the draft is bending with comrades.
No, bonding with
I'm sorry. Bonding with comrades and having red Jell-O.
I'm going to have Jell-O after draft.
This did not come out good for you guys at all. I just want you to know it. This is the gayest review that we've had on every team.
It's accurate.
That's why you get.
What's his favorite
That's
movie?
why you get 3-1 odds.
Oh, did you make a Pepe Le Pew reference?
Favorite. There's a gay reference. Favorite movie for Donald is Good Will Hunting.
Yeah.
The next team that we're going to talk about is a very unselfish team. Help out a lot. They've won it before. Can't stand their cockiness sometimes, although it's only half the team. But gotta love Sal Cucolo and Walter Palma. But I gotta give a shout out to Sal. My God, dude, I can't wait to have short ribs. Very unselfish of you. And of course, with that, we got to add a shout out to 808 Bistro in Scarsdale. Great restaurant, good stuff. And I would highly recommend going there, although my cousin doesn't recommend going there.
That's not true. I don't know.
Yeah, I know, but you hate the food all the time.
I know. I had a great time.
No, you had a great time.
staff.
But you tell me something different every time. But anyway.
Sal's mother, Linda's nice, always around. We love the place. 808 Bistro.
808 Bistro. Give it a shout. What is their preparation like for this? Since they've come into the league, pretty competitive.
Yeah, they've been first.
And former champions.
They've been fourth, third, and first. Fourth, first, and third, whatever way you want to say it, in 3 years. So that's nice. It's nice to get a team that's
impressive.
That loves the league because they're one of the newer people, but they're starting to get some tenure on them.
And a team that actually licks your ass, which I can't. It blows my freaking mind.
Is this recording? Yeah, it's still recording.
It is recording. That's good.
Break out.
No, it's all right.
I'm sorry. Anyway,
what is their preparation like?
They have this system that I don't know. They color code the players, and then this year they color coded them, but gave them numeric denominations, and they calling the system bananas or sick. And I just think that sometimes they're a little bit over prepared. And if they have such a good system, why did they make such a horrible first pick last year? Without saying names, you remember? Don't say names, but you remember how bad their first round pick was last year? And if you have such a clutch system, you don't blow it like that. And their back end of the draft last year stunk. So, and they're loyal to players. You remember they had the same players last year like they had when they won in their title.
But that's normal for people that are just coming into a league. That I could believe. But you know what? You still cannot deny fourth, third, and first. I mean, my proof is in the pudding.
They overwork it.
Or in the creme brulee in this case. What faults do you see? Well, you just said what their faults are. And okay, hold on. How do you feel about their in-season operation or their shrewd trading stuff?
Yeah, they don't make a lot of trades, and they wait for the person to. They got me with this one year when I gave them a guy and I took a guy, and they waited, and their patience actually helps them. But sometimes you need to make more than one trade to compete, and I think they're going to learn that, like they learned that last year. Because 2013 was such a great and easy year for them, and last year was a struggle, and they choked and lost second place the last day of the year. I just think that they have a great working partnership. They're going to be competitive. They're great drafters, and they're good.
What kind of odds do you give this team that loves to lick your balls?
I give them 10-1 odds.
And that's why they lick your balls?
They have a shot at first. I think they're going to finish in the top 3. And,
It's not hard to see that, though, because, again, they have finished fourth. They have the track record to prove it in such a short amount of time. The favorite aspects of the draft, Sal's favorite aspect, is the combo of picking the draft order and everyone making their first pick, which, of course, is great fun. And Walter's favorite aspect of the draft is when Richie Bean overhypes his picks while downgrading everybody else's. That's a great one, Walter.
That's a false statement.
Always loved you.
That's a false statement.
No, it's not.
And their movies, I think they got
their favorite movies. Sal's favorite movie, lo and behold, Casino, Goodfellas, and dude, wasn't it
Does
one?
He like Joe Pesci
one movie?
And Robert De Niro?
Oh my God, he's got a Pesci fetish.
And
he's
a De Niro fetish.
No, he's got a Pesci fetish. He's got a Pesci fetish.
And Walter likes The Godfather.
And Walter likes The Godfather, and you called him Fredo.
Yeah, he's Fredo in this relationship.
Wow, dude.
Like,
So he's going in the dinghy and getting.
Sal raises his hand like this a couple times to say, at the draft, so.
The next team we're going to talk about is my cousin, who, congratulations, just got engaged. My cousin, Joe Bean. Love you to death, dude. What do you feel about the Screwballs?
I just feel like,
That was an emphatic inhale. That doesn't sound good.
There's really not much to say. You know what I mean? I mean, Joey's just lost. I don't know where his...
What does he remind you of?
What does he remind me of?
Yeah.
You know who he reminds me of? Do you remember the History of the World movie?
Yeah, I loved it. One of my favorite movies.
When the exotic dancer, the gypsy dancer, is doing her erotic dance.
Oh God, what a great scene!
And Gregory Hines is with the eunuchs, and it's like, oh, he's a eunuch, oh, he's dead, and that's what Joey reminds you of. He's a fantasy baseball eunuch, dude. He just has no oomph, no color, no life. There's nothing working down there. I don't know, man. I just see him I don't know what's going on.
But what kind of suggestions do you have for him then?
If I would give Joey a suggestion, I would say, Joey, just, put a little bit more time into it. Study a little bit more. But maybe Joey could get helped. If he gets a little lucky and has a good start, he might get into it more. But he needs to open up the lines of communication, participate, and enjoy it, but want to compete.
I don't think he fools around with his team enough during the year. That's just my opinion. He doesn't tinker with it. He leaves it alone for too long.
Yes.
What kind of odds do you give your brother?
Joey is 600-1, and he's going to come in
your own brother.
Yeah, he's going to come in last place. He's the last place team.
My cousin Joey's favorite aspects of the draft are breaking chops, which he does do more than you know to this man right here, and that's why I love him so dearly.
But we break his chops all draft.
We do, but you know what? He could care less because you get it much worse when he gives it to you because you can't take it. His favorite movie is Casablanca.
A 1940s great 1940s best picture, black and white.
But you know what? That shows his intelligence.
It shows me that he's dull, black and white. That's it.
No, dude, he's old school, and that's all right.
He's not old school.
Okay. The next team that we're going to go to... Oh, what kind of... Oh, you already gave the odds. The next team we're going to go to is another gentleman and a half. Gary Accordino, Clash of Kings. Welcome back.
Welcome back, Gary.
Welcome back, Gary.
We're happy to have you.
I missed your haircut. That hasn't changed since 1980. And I love you to death, dude.
I will have rum at the draft, so you can have rum and Coke, too.
Hey, that's good. That's good. English, that's good, though, man. How do you think Gary will appear or feel after we haven't seen him for a couple of years? Because I've missed him.
You know what? I hate when players like Gary or like Chris Donnie or like Rich Ramirez...
Don't say names.
Have decisions to make and not join the league or whatever, because... there's those one-and-done guys that we hardly know. They don't bother me. But when it's someone that really defines that league and makes our league what it is, it breaks my heart. And I was brokenhearted. I hated when Gary wasn't in the league, and I'm so happy to have him back. I think he's going to be highly energized, highly invigorated. He's going to realize what he missed, and he's always a great drafter. So his ability is not going to change. He's just going to want to be there more.
He's also quietly emotional.
Yes.
He's not outwardly emotional.
Yes.
How do you think his emotions will affect the draft?
I think that once he gets settled in, once he gets settled in and the sweat starts to accumulate, and he makes a pick or two, he's going to settle right in, and then he's going to just be focused. I think that his emotions might get the best of him with a pick or two, but once he settles in, he's going to be fine, and he's going to be comfortable. You walked in front of the camera, by the way.
I know I walked in front.
Okay.
I had to turn on the light because we were going to Tatsuni look.
Oh, okay, good.
All right.
Excellent.
Does Gary have anything to prove?
I think he does because, I consider him one of the better fantasy players in one of the fantasy drafts, but, I haven't seen him win anything. Have you seen him win anything?
He's won a football league.
Yeah, but we're not talking about football.
Okay, well, you just said, did he win anything?
Well, okay.
Anything incorporates everything? But maybe I'm me. Maybe I'm just a retard.
Even though Donald's my favorite, there's, and obviously my family's in the league. If I want anybody to win, it would be Gary. I think he deserves it, and I hope he comes back. He's going to be super competitive. He never spits out a bad draft pick, and he's a factor.
Gary's favorite aspect of the league is when Chris and Anthony take 5 to 10 minutes to make a pick.
But we have a clock now. So
we do have a clock, and I have to say, not that I'm sticking up for them, but last year they did not do that.
Well,
they did not do the annoying, not because of the clock, they just didn't do it.
Yeah.
So I think they've evolved and matured in the league as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Plus, you have the way about you to bring out the best in people, and I mean not the worst. His favorite movie is One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, which is a classic.
Yeah, and his odds are 20-1. I didn't put that on your paper. He has a chance at the title, but I think third to fifth is a more likely.
You give him very good odds, dude.
He's a great player.
The team, give me.
No, I got to do you.
Yeah, do me, because.
All right, Tom. So I have a couple of questions for you. By the way,
this is Team Gem.
Tom Polina.
Tom Polina. I've been in the league forever, and my cousin Richie introduced me to this league way back when I fucking sucked horribly.
1990.
I did phenomenal, and now I'm back to sucking balls again, pretty much. Actually, I'm back to in the middle now. Mm-hmm. But hopefully it's a rise up. I hope to give a better year, but go ahead, talk about my team.
Well,
Tom,
I'll
try to comment on it unbiased.
You have other things going on in your life, which is awesome and exciting, and you're usually out of the country this time of year.
Not this year.
Not this year. How do you think that's going to affect your preparation?
Well, usually, I'm going to be honest, when I'm away, I prepare a whole bunch, and possibly over-prepare, because you look at things and you re-look at things, and you start to change things that were right in the beginning, and then you start to overlook things, like look too deep into the rookie pool or who's coming up pool, and you start picking people that don't even freaking come up. I think it's going to be better now because I've taken a step back. Unfortunately, I think I've taken too far of a step back. I need to get on top of things a little bit more, but as you know, I'm working overtime and I need to work, dude. And I put family before fantasy baseball, unlike some people we know. And, we'll see how it turns out. I hope to do good, but I'm looking forward to the draft. It's a fun time.
Yes.
You don't flip tables anymore, so it's nice.
That was football. What do you think is the most important thing about having a successful draft?
One of the most important things about having a successful draft is, like I tell everybody, I'm not going to mention any names or anything, but in the beginning of the draft, it's not to screw up. You don't win a league with your first few picks. You could lose a league with your first few picks. You really win a league in the middle, and more importantly, the end. And I'll give away a little bit of information.
No, don't give no information away.
All right, I'm not going to give any
information.
Don't
help these guys.
All right.
These dirty rats.
But you help you. Oh, we're gonna save that for later.
I don't help
Okay, what other questions do you have?
Well, that's about it. My pre-draft odds for Tom is 20-1. I think he'll come in the top 5, chance for the title.
Those are nice odds. You're being
odds.
a little generous.
No,
this is the first time ever you're being generous.
You might have a little too much going on, but I just know that Tom could adjust to the draft trends.
I think it's because we're on good terms.
No, we're always on good terms.
Yeah, okay.
Tom's a great draft adjuster. He doesn't panic. We work well together, and we're different ownership teams, and we sit at the same table. So I expect
we don't
things.
conflict.
We don't conflict,
which is pretty surprising.
I want Tom to get off to a good start because it'll help him, and not help him pay attention and
stay interested in the league is what he's trying to say. Yeah, he's putting a little coding on it.
Yeah, 20-1, top 5. And I never asked you what your favorite movie is. I don't know if you have one.
I don't know, but if I had to say one off the top of my head, probably Jason and the Argonauts and Sinbad and the Golden Voyage of Sinbad.
And what's your favorite part of the draft? The favorite aspect of the draft?
Oh my God, picking the draft order.
Yeah, that's my favorite part.
Picking the draft order, dude. There's nothing better than picking the draft order. When everybody when you finally shut up, and then we pick the draft order, and then the hat goes around. That's the best part of the draft because it's beginning.
Okay.
It means it's begun.
All right.
The next team we're going to talk about is, lo and behold, Richie Bean and the Bean team. Mm-hmm. What makes What makes for a quality league? This has
Listen,
nothing
guys,
to do with your team.
I understand that. I think what makes for a quality league is the people that we have in it, their personalities. We see each other once a year. Very rarely do we see most of us more than that. And throughout the years, we got to know each other and know the styles, and that's important. Knowing the style, because you can almost know what that person is going to do in the draft, during the year, etc. How to communicate with them. So quality people and quality competition make the league.
Exactly. What do you expect to see from the other team owners in this draft?
I think this, last year I thought it was going to be an easy year, and I think this year is going to be a hard year. I think that if Team Tecchio and Ron Perry and Christian McGurk participate, they're going to be deep, prepared drafters. You bring back Gary. You do lose Pepe Le Pew, but that's okay. And, it's going to be about 7 or 8 or 9 teams are going to make the draft very difficult. I expect a hard draft this year.
Okay. Let's see what else we've got. Who can go deep in this draft?
Oh, I think Leo could go deep, which is Tecchio. I think, a couple of teams.
Are we talking about your team?
No, okay. You can
Okay, let's talk about your team. Forget your stupid coupon. What is your drafting style? And how are you going to be able to handle the draft with all these different personalities you just explained in detail? How are you going to adjust to this? Because one of your problems that you have, one of the things that Richie Bean likes to do is he'll start drafting and he'll have his plan, he'll have his idea, he'll know exactly the direction he's going to go. And then all of a sudden, he'll go to me and go, hey, Tom, blah, 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 blah. And I'll go, blah, 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 blah. And he'll go completely opposite of what I say. And that's fine, but he'll get in this state of mind, and it's like a gambler. He'll and then all of a sudden he's like, god damn it, stuff. If he avoids that, I think he has a much better chance at doing well again, and possibly even repeating. Because as we all know, we all have lives, and he is constantly on this 24/7.
I love it.
He loves it. He's probably the best. Well, I'm not going to give away information, but he's probably one of the best mid-managing people, because he's always on top of it. He's right up there in season, because you got, you pick things that some people just don't see, and that's because you've been watching baseball, literally, physically watching games forever. And, what do you think about your odds?
Well, I'm not going to give anybody my hints, but I'm always prepared, and I do have a plan, and I'm going to stick to it, and thank you for the help. My odds are 5-1, the second choice. Only Donald, I think, has a shot at beating me.
Your favorite aspect of the league is picking the draft.
Yeah, I love that.
I mean, come on, you can't go wrong with that. And your favorite movie? Okay, you co-sign with Goodfellas.
Yeah, Goodfellas is 3 or 4 people picked that one, I think.
You like Billy Bats.
Anyway,
the last team we're going to talk about, and this is intentional, so we had to watch the entire video.
Yeah.
Is John Torchio, even though he fakes the funk and he watches the entire video anyway.
He does. His wife watches it too.
Exactly. Oh, really?
Happy Passover, Stacy.
Happy Passover, Stacy. Even though I don't know you, happy Passover. Happy Easter, John.
Yeah, happy Easter,
John.
Hi to Mia.
Hi to Mia is right. Congratulations, by the way. Love you to death. John Torchio, Team Chris Archer.
I told you not to say hey.
I'm sorry, dude. Let's get the whole video over again. Who do you think Torch sits near or with?
You know, it's funny because Torch, what's funny more than anything is that Torch quoted that he would never ever make the mistake to sit near you and I again. And I got mistake. Never ever make the mistake. So this is a little offensive. You know what I mean?
But it's funny how no matter where Torch sits, there's a line worn in the rug to beeline to our table.
Yes,
and it goes to your side, goes to my side, goes to your side and my side, and he's probably going ha 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 now. Con Edison.
Yeah.
That's what he's probably doing right now. And what I need to know is, when did he ever get the title of master strategist?
I think this comes from our days of youth, like grammar school, when he would play games like Risk or even Monopoly. And then as we've evolved and got older, we played Supremacy, where he would play Civilization on the computer.
Right.
He's really good at those games.
And those were Joey. And those were fun games.
And you need to have strategy. And I think we assume that Torch is going to apply that to fantasy baseball, but he doesn't.
Right.
Because he's never won. He's choked a couple of times.
He's going to release his Zergs.
I don't mind.
He's going to release the Swarm.
To me, he's not a master strategist. He
On
should
the
be
Pro
like
Toss.
a Nervous Torch or Panic Torch. That's really what his name should be.
Is it true that Torch asked you for key advice of league structure and about a couple of specific players?
Yeah.
When he said he wouldn't?
Yeah, this is another thing too. He says he'll never make the mistake to, sit near us again. Okay?
How many times did he call you?
I don't want to say what he called me about,
Wow.
because the second time I had to tell him, look, you're way out of line. That's information that you should be preparing for. Okay?
So are you saying that he seemed completely unprepared?
Something he couldn't find. I'm like, how can you not find this information? I don't want to
Especially
say it now.
when he's a computer guru.
Yeah, and I'm like, dude, really? But then before that, he had asked me about two specific players. I won't mention names. And he was like, Rich, this player A and this player B has really dropped off my list as his 2014 list to this 2015 list.
Right.
They were ranked high in 2013. They dropped immensely. He was like, I don't see anything about these guys. Anything you want to tell me about?
He wanted to know your opinion.
Yeah.
So he could put them in a solid place on his list.
And what list? Is he Scott White listing it?
Well, obviously a list that you have very big influence on.
He offended me, and I just cut him off. I said, you know what, Torch, you're on your own, buddy.
Wow. He was cool. He was puppy dogging it.
You know what I mean? Yeah, he was. He was doing the...
What kind of odds do you give John Torchia, who has come in second?
I give him 150 to 1 odds.
Wow.
I don't see much from him.
He's busy. He's busy
See
this
too
year.
much pen. He's not busy. If anything, he's got more time because he's got to be home more times to watch his baby.
Wow.
Therefore, he could stare at the computer while she's napping. So I don't want to hear shit. He's just going to panic. He's going to be nervous. He's going to change his name again. And, you're right. He's going to be at our table every goddamn minute.
And you want to know the truth? I don't mind because I love John Torchia.
Yeah, we love him.
He's just the best guy in the world.
Regardless. All right, Tom. Well, that's
well,
it.
Listen.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Can we talk? Can we give John his due?
Yeah, let's
Okay?
give Torch his due.
What is John Torchio's favorite aspect of the draft? When Richie Bean gets worked up about saying names and then says names and gives info all over the video.
I don't give any information to players, and I don't say names.
And he has another one when you flip the table. His favorite movie is Fight Club and One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
And so is Gary's One Flew Over the Cuckoo Nest. And maybe that's who you should sit with towards Gary.
But Fight Club is like a gay movie.
God, Fight Club is so overrated.
Especially it's with the soap, it's gay.
I think maybe he always wanted to be Edward Norton, or he always wanted to be Jack Nicholson or something, or Brad Pitt.
Maybe. Brad Armpit. Speaking of armpits, forget armpits.
No, we can't talk
Anyway.
about it. Oh, that's another thing too. I want to see how 24 home run acts this year without their confidant, their secret advisor.
Sweaty armpits.
Pepe Le Pew. So anyway, I want to just thank everybody. I wish everybody the best of luck. I'm so excited.
We appreciate watching the video. We don't mean nothing by it. It's all in good fun.
Yep.
And we just want everybody to have a good year, a great year. Richie does a very good job running the league. He's been doing it for over 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
And, we're glad we have someone dedicated to it.
Yes,
We're glad
thank
we
you.
have dedicated people. We hope the new
Yes.
people enjoy the league. We hope the young guys enjoy the league. Any questions, any comments, put it on the website. Keep it non-offensive. If people get sensitive about things, don't worry about it. It's not that serious, but let's keep things about baseball
Yeah.
and keep it nice. All right? Love you guys. And Rich, take it away. Say your
Yeah,
goodbyes.
it's going to be quick. It's going to be an early draft, start 11 a.m., which is great. We're going to have fun. We're going to enjoy the afternoon. It's going to be competitive. Welcome to the new guys. You're going to love it. And good luck to everybody except for 24 home runs.
And Sal, I really
thank
am
you,
looking
Sal.
forward to those short ribs. You
And-
have no idea.
And Paulie Scavella's Catering, too.
Oh, and Paulie, I'm looking forward to your food too.
And Annie's whipped cream and jello and cookies.
And Annie's whipped cream jello, yeah. And the
Yes.
water provided by the
And the soda that I pick up.
And the soda that
Yes,
he picks
and the
up. I'm
coffee.
looking forward to that too.
All right, everybody.
All
Good
right.
luck. Bye-bye.
All right, good.